actually, you can feel very lucky, dear Claudia, because actually this call should happen on last Tuesday. Actually, it happened. Did you saw it?
Yeah, I saw that you moved it. Yeah, because of the time. Yeah, with the times, that might be. Yeah,
I
crazy.
had a little mess. So, last thing, go back to calling portal. Posting the link.
I saw someone walking behind.
So, okay. So let's start. Feel very welcome. Hello, everyone. Here live, it's Claudia, me, and also the others in the replay. It's so magical to have you here. I mean, we have different time zones, as Claudia mentioned. We have the time zones in US, West and East Coast. We have Europe, different time zones. Then we have Middle East. And at the moment, there's also a client of mine in Asia. So I get it. It's really hard to jump on the Q&A call. But please don't forget, I know sometimes we are such in a hurry, in a hustle, and we don't see the obvious things. And I really want that you see this group, this community is as easy for you as possible. So you can ask your questions in the post, and then I will grab it and answer here. You can also always ask your questions in the community between two Q&As. At the moment, we are not as many as I do more than one Q&A in a month. But when we grow, and this group is supposed to grow, then we add more, of course. But if you feel called to get a coaching, means like in a group, but getting a crystal clear individual question or several questions so that you can jump on your own truth and realize your own truth, then I would suggest that you go in the inner circle. It's the little membership for a little money, and you also can just book 1 month. I mean, sometimes one answer and it's clear, right? So what I really love there is the manifestation mini course, because it's a quantum manifestation course, so that you learn to think in another way, and that you learn to really create a healthy mindset, nurturing yourself on your soul's path. So, dear Claudia, I'm so happy that you're here. I mean, you and I, we are doing tea time on the pool here. For the others, I met Claudia here in my hotel area. We stay in the same place, and this is so touching. I mean, I perceive it as touching to meet you, and now you're already here in the community too. So thank you for being here. Did you bring some questions or some whatever, something to tell, or yes, questions?
No, not really. I just wanted to take a look to the community now to see what the people is into right now, which level do they have, and how are you working, really? More
so
curious
much.
than anything right now.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I mean, what you are doing now is actually being the one client which everyone wishes for ourselves too, right? You are a role model, you show up and you give energy. And I know everyone here is doing it too, but we have also life And this is obviously often, obviously often the problem actually, when we realize there is something calling within us and there is something other, it's a desire or several desires, and you have suddenly these clear dreams or wishes, and you cannot feel aligned anymore with your past life or life until now, then it's really the soul calling. And sometimes the soul calls in another way. She is calling like you suddenly have problems on the way, how you did things in the past, or how you earned money in past, or suddenly clients disappear or new one are not coming, or you have an idea from your head and you create a business or a project or whatever, and it's not working, or you want a partnership, a project, a cooperation with someone, or someone is coming to you, hey, what's up, how about whatever, and it's like not working or not along the way. And this is also, I mean, not always, but if we perceive and experience these things more than 3 times, and we realize, oh, it's something like a loop, something like always the same code, but in other, other faces and other stories, but actually the same loop, then it's your soul calling too. Sometimes we feel just exhausted. Sometimes, I mean, an exhaustion we cannot explain from the brain, from logic. Or sometimes we feel like tired in another way. I don't know, Claudia, what can you tell from yourself? Why are you here? Why do you feel called to ask for your true purpose, or how to monetize your true purpose?
No, as I said before, I'm more curious right now than anything, because I have many doubts, and I just think that any help that you can get to find your purpose or your real path in life is always something that you have to follow. You have to everything that will help you. So it's right now it's just that we just met, so it's really nice that you crossed my path. So yeah, there's always these kind of things, no? These kind of encounters always take us somewhere. I don't think that you meet people and you have this feeling and it's for some reason. I don't think that it's just something that happens and you don't pay attention to it. You should always pay attention to these kind of things. So that's why I'm here.
So good. Thank you for telling that. I mean, it's always a very personal story and very individual. That's why I really like it to create spaces where the people can meet, or the person can meet itself in a very safe and individual manner. And I'm really proud about that we create a community, and a global community, which is allowing that even when we increase, because it's all about, I believe that it's all about that we find our own center, that we feel aligned with our soul's way, which I believe that this is a belief. I mean, the stories with the beliefs, I mean, it's always the same. When people asking me, what should I believe? I always say, it doesn't matter what is true or not. It just matters what helps you when you believe it. And if you believe something which is not helping you, you should stop it. Yes. And that's actually the only reason why to believe something. And this is very individual. One belief for one person is perfect, and for the other person, it's not. And that's it. And in the end, we follow more conscious or less conscious these signs, like you mentioned. And you mentioned also, in this case, doubts. And I like that, because normally people are so strong and hard with themselves when they realize, oh, I doubt, especially when they believe in God, or when they believe whatever, when they are connected to a religion, or then they are very hard judging about themselves, and thinking in a negative compound effect on their doubts, because I should not doubt. I should see what I'm thankful for. I should see what I already have. And I mean, it's not wrong. That's also true. But it's also true that we can trust when something is coming and irritating our world. It could be doubt, it could be exhaustion, it could be suddenly a new idea, or an inspiration, or a trigger from someone else. I always call the triggers activations. It's like, oh my God, what is he doing there? That's not possible. I could never do that. And then it's working. Like, probably I should also try something like that. Oh, probably. What? It's about traveling in a luxury way is possible. Wow. Okay. I thought I don't want to travel. I thought traveling is nothing for me. I speak from myself. No, I always thought traveling is nothing for me. I did that when I was young, 3 months. And then I thought I have enough. But the truth was, I had enough from traveling as with not enough money, and with motels, and or even with a dent. I mean, I think it's called dent, right? When you sleep in the nature and you have this
Tent.
tent. I mean, as a child, I loved it, but as an adult, I didn't like it. So 20 years later, I realized it's not about not liking traveling. It's about how to travel, and that there is a whole other world, what is possible in traveling. And this is what I call the activation or the trigger. Mostly it comes first with a negative trigger, like me. Oh, I see this blog post over there. She's traveling, she's having a good life on a cruise, or in Bali, or whatever. And what's that? How's she there? What is so incredible, right? This is the trigger first. Or sometimes it's a very friendly trigger, meaning like opening something, but in the end, it's always an activation. I never experienced it in another way. When I also when I look to my clients or my former clients, it is always an activation and always an invitation to new horizons and to new point of views. And I trust, and then I want to invite you and also the people, everyone who's watching this replay, I want to invite us to trust it's meant for me. I would not attract a trigger or an activation, or however we call it, when it's not meant for me. And that's why we are always, like you mentioned, Claudia, before, we are always on the right spot. Even if it feels hard at the moment, or reality wants to tell something others. When we trust, when we cultivate this trust, it gets more quality of life. I believe that very strongly. And it's also creating more safety. How do you perceive that, Claudia? How do you
Sorry?
experience that? How do you experience it with trust and going and walking with trust?
Well, I think that we all have moments, no, where we are more like we release ourselves in some way to trust whatever comes to our path, no? And some other moments we are more cautious and we blocked ourselves, no? And
Yeah.
sabotage. We talked
Yes.
about that the other day. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think that it depends on the moment. Sometimes it's very difficult to trust,
Yeah.
especially the crazy world we are living right now.
Yeah.
Is sometimes it's difficult, no? And with all the
Yeah.
fears that are
Yes.
inflicted to us and everything.
That's actually very true. And it's also a task, a soul task for us to decide that we concentrate our experiences or better say our perception on us and not on others or the environment. And I remember this was really hard for me because I had parents that taught me always, you have to be modest and you don't have to concentrate on yourself. It's not about you, it's about the others, and you have to help and to give. And yes, probably you know that.
A very common experience for women. Yeah.
Yes.
Very
And it
common.
was, yeah, it was very hard for me to learn. It's not an ego game. When I learned to concentrate on myself, it's better said a game or a decision of where do I want to have my perception and what is good for me. And I can be and concentrate myself on my stuff without being on an ego trip.
Yeah,
And
I think we just confuse self-love with ego.
yeah,
Hmm.
that's a good one. Well said. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
actually,
especially for women, I think that's a big deal, no? That we have to be more conscious about that put ourselves first.
yeah,
It's not egocentric, egoistic, you know, it's different. It's you have to put yourself first because
yes,
it's like when you're going to be a helper, no, you have to first heal yourself to be able to heal others or to help somebody else.
that's absolutely
I say that.
perfect.
Yeah.
Yes,
Same with love. Yeah.
yes, it's not working without this law. It's always about us first. And this is actually a law of the soul. Spirit World told me that years ago, that there are two laws, and the first law is concentrate on your own, heal yourself, get clear about what you really want, what are your values, live accordingly to your values, and give help with that, not with being beside you, but being in your center and congruent. And yes, this is very beautiful.
Yeah, help. But then there comes the point where you have to also figure out it's not just about yourself first, but
Yes,
not just about yourself.
yes,
Because yeah, one thing that kind of disappoints me about the spiritual path for so many people is when it's just something about looking at yourself, and then you forget there's other people you have to also think about. Like you also have to be like activists, you know. I truly believe in that
yes,
activism and stuff because I don't think that any master, spiritual master, no Jesus or Buddha or whoever you want to call, uh, they were always revolutionaries.
yes,
We're always fighting against whatever was the oppressor or the system that was making divisions or hate, or So I think it's also important to keep that in mind. That first you heal yourself, first you have to be in the point to help others, but you should never forget there are others.
Yes.
Others that you have to give also, others that you have to respect that are sharing the space with you.
That's so perfect. Absolutely perfectly said. Yeah. And now when you are here in this soul calling community, and this is actually for everyone, also for those who are coming later and watching this replay. At the moment, I'm on a up-level process with the SoulCalling-GPT. So at the moment, when you go through in the classroom, you see there, I explain you how to come in a special contemplating state so that you are prepared when you meet the GPT. Because the GPT is not like some people think AI is like magician, doing stuff for us. And of course, it's doing stuff for us, but not in this way now that you don't have to change something. When you go through this process, you learn actually first with my guidance and after that with the guidance of the GPT to automatically come in your own aligned, soul aligned state. And this is the most important. And I experienced that in the last 22 years with my clients. When we did that, they realized how it feels energetically, but also in their body to connect with their true essence. And this is so important when you then work with the GPT. It could also be that your brain is always catching up and asking you, but no, what is it? And what about this question? I don't need this question. And what it's telling now? And you are like, it could be you want it yesterday and not now or tomorrow, right? So just trust the process of the GPT. It's really trained with my best of best experiences, and it has a strong leadership to follow. And sometimes it's literally telling that. This is very funny. When you tested it, there were some funny situations when the user wants to control the conversation. It's not possible because we must be open and we must be able to be led from the GPT how it is programmed. It has its reasons. But at the moment, we have a little problem, and it was because of because I wanted to protect your data. So in for the first usages, I decided not to offer a profile. I could decide you must create a profile so that your data can be stored there only for you. But I didn't want that because first, people don't like to do a second profile. I mean, they already do some profile on school. And second reason was people don't like the idea that their data are stored in the internet. So this GPT is not a GPT like the custom GPTs in OpenAI. Actually, I built it first like that, but it's not like that. You can click and you have a copy on your own computer. It's really embedded in a safe place, and I pay for that. This is the AI lab, it's called there, and it's safe and no one can watch your conversation. But you also have no storage. You can only ask for a report, a PDF, a summary, or something like that. When you want to stop, please do that. ask for a summary, even if you are not finished. Then you probably want to do a break or sleep until tomorrow or whatever. And then you please upload the summary and go ahead. And we had some people, they were very disappointed. They thought it's with every GPT in OpenAI that the chat is like stored, or in the project, it's like we're remembering on the chat, but it's not possible at the moment. So please take part on my posts. I discussed that since a few days with you, and I want your voice. I want your thoughts about that. I think about the service to create profiles so that you can store your data, actually the summary of this process, and reuse it with the next GPTs, because there are other GPTs coming. One is planned now. It's really like in the birth process with the Oracle. I just told you, the Oracle GPT. And then when you can nurture GPT with your data, and it pulls a day card for you or whatever, and you have an open question, it's much more deeper and much more customized for you when you bring the summary from the other GPT. Or when what is also planned now is the next step, how to monetize the purpose GPT. So it will help you with a really proper pitch. You can clarify, realize, okay, with this elevator pitch, it's me. This is me. Here is my fire. I want to do that. I want to sell that. I want to serve this custom target group and go for that. And actually, this is so beautifully made in elevator pitch, but only this process is able to creating this with you. And then the monetized GPT would help you with your own code of business strategy. And this is actually the answer of your question, Claudia, because I do the Soul Strategy Experience live in the end of November, also in the Soul Calling community. And you are highly invited to be there too and to participate, because it would make sense. It's actually the next step. And you get the live modules with me so that you realize where it is going. And I always attract the ones who are meant to scale, and also to scale online, which is actually easier. But it could be also something else. But in this experience, we first build your vessel. Do you know the term vessel from Kabbalah? Like you build your energy resonance.
Okay.
Like I also call it a vase. You have every person is an own vase with an own shape, and the vase is changing like we are changing, right? And we have a resonance. Yes, we have a resonance in it. I hope you can hear me. We have a piano over there.
No, it's perfect. Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. So I will teach some things concerning active passive income, and also when am I really financially free, or what is the meaning of financial freedom, or what's actually scaling, and how could I imagine that? And I relate it always to the laws of nature, because nature is showing it so beautifully. And we are also part of nature, even if we forget it sometimes. And we have the same laws which are nurturing us, actually. And this is the Soul Calling experience, the Soul Strategy experience in the end of November. I do that sometimes 1 to 2 times a year live. And it would be a pleasure to have you there.
Yeah, thank you. I hope I can do more inside the school, all the things that you have already have on the classroom, to be more on it when it starts on the
Yeah,
24th. Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'm sure you have done and are more aware about your true purpose until then. It's enough time. When you go through the Soul Calling GPT, if you are a person, and I think you are, which loves to go deep and you know, like journaling or writing something, you will probably have a longer time for the answers and the clarity than someone others. It's between 2 and 4 hours. It really depends on the character of the person using the GPT. But I will announce it in the group when I want to change to this personal profile thing, because it will allow that we can create more service for you, so that you have really more valuable things literally in your hand, like a PDF or something like that. Yes.
Yeah, but for what you explained, I think it's really good for security also, no? Like having
Yeah.
just my project during the moment that I'm working. If I stop now, I download the PDF, I leave, and no one is going to be able to get into it because it's
Yeah.
already out out of the web or whatever. So I have
Yeah.
to kind of upload it again and we continue. Is it right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect. That's absolutely perfect.
Yeah.
Most people don't think about that or don't think to do that. They think I just do a break and I'm back, and then the whole
Yeah.
conversation disappeared.
No,
Yeah.
I like that. I'm kind of obsessed with security, data, and all these
Oh,
things. So yeah, and privacy. So I
yeah.
do understand that, and I think it's good.
No, this is why I really had bad feelings to put it on OpenAI on the market, just
Mhm.
accessible for everyone. Or I could even offer a secret link on OpenAI. No one would know it but you. But even then, it could be that data is going out. And that's why I buy every month, I pay for this special AI for security. And I think I really consider to offer you the profile version, so that we can do much more other funny things. I can offer you within the AI lab where it is. I can offer you also other stuff like work with the GPT or with your own, and the journaling process, how to realize what your biggest blockages are, or how to realize what blind spots are, and how to deal with it. And I mean, this is really important. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. I had one question. I found one question in the group. It was not in the question area, unfortunately. So please, lovely people, when you are in the community, use the category for the questions. If you have questions, it's so much easier for me to find them and to answer them. But I found another one, and it was from Constance from Germany. And she asked if I could share some examples how I did that, or my past clients did it, to take the purpose, the knowledge of the purpose, and to literally seed it in the daily life, so that it has a chance to grow up. And this is actually really the biggest transformation, dear Constanze. It's the hardest to do that, especially when we are not ready to let some things go. I mean, when we have the present daily life and we find ourselves on a place asking for the true purpose, you can notice that this life now is not meant for you in living your true purpose. It's a beautiful transformational state. It's like a bridge when you are now in an asking position and asking for your purpose, you can literally have this picture of a bridge. You know, since you were asking for your true purpose, you are on a bridge of transformation. But a bridge of transformations needs that you let things go. It could be some relationships. It could be some not healthy jobs. It could be not healthy relationships. It could be not healthy living spaces, actually. When you live in a house and you live in the first floor and it's too much noise or no sun there, or you live in the upper floor and you have a lot of sun and you even see I don't know, a lake or something like that, there is a totally other energy, right? So it's also about getting conscious with whom you are surrounded, and with what, literally, with which place and with which culture, with which climate, as we know, and all this stuff. And it's really a serious thing to be as courage as possible to look at these items, at these topics. And then you are able to realize, okay, when I'm really, really, really honest with myself, I don't like this part and I don't like this relationship. It's not good for me or my family or whatever. And then you don't have to change something, actually. The process is acting on autopilot as soon as you get aware of it and as soon as you are honest with yourself. And then you go in an open state, like asking God or the universe or whatever you believe, and you ask for the possibilities to change, and they will just come up. But sometimes we do that unconsciously, and the change is coming up as well, right? So when you realize, okay, dear Constance, probably, when you realize, okay, I got a confirmation of my true purpose. I think, Constance, it was for you like that you realized what I already did is really my purpose. Now what? It's probably about changing some circumstances, and it's probably about inviting a new horizon or 2 or 3 new horizons, also a new mindset, meaning thinking from other point of views, and you don't have to create it, just to ask for it. Claudia, you are the only one which can relate, or yeah, I mean, you are here, Constance is not here. How does it feel when you listen to that? Does it make sense, or would you have a question if you would be on Constance's place?
No, it's that I wasn't very clear about her question, really.
Yeah.
So
She asked,
say about that.
She actually wanted she wanted examples how to transform the perception of the purpose to live the purpose, you know, to know what it is and to really live it and embody it. And this is always the big question, but it doesn't get a question if you get soft, if you go with your flow, and if you are connected also with your soul and your intuition, which is actually a voice of your soul. And if you trust, yes.
Yeah, I think it might be more about that, more about listening to your intuition, because everybody's path is different, you know. So if you are looking for examples, maybe those examples doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
Maybe they do, but maybe they don't, because it's your path. So it's like, I think that we always have to trust our instincts more than anything.
Yeah, that's so true. And speaking of intuition, you're so right. I just had a conversation today with someone, beautiful people. Really, I love it. We have always so good conversations. And we realized we have not the same idea of intuition. And what I know as a medium and getting education more than 5 years and got to learn the, the senses, the, how is it called? Not the body senses, the mediumistically or the psychic senses. When you got to know to use this like antennas, or when you got to know there are different sources, I can take the source God and ask God. I can take the source universe and ask universe, or my soul, or my dead father, or a group of angels, or whatever. It's not the same source, but for some people, they just perceive its energy and coming from somewhere, and they think then it's holy and I have to believe that. But it's actually not. And it's mostly not your intuition. Your intuition is coming only for you. I always perceive it directly from above, through your center. It's really, it's in older teaching books, really old teaching books, even thousands before Christ, they teach us the silver port. Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, it's connecting body, ghost, and God, body, mind, and ghost and soul. And it's always straight on through our body. It's in the middle that's why we are looking for the middle and the center, and praying here in the center, and meditating and contemplating in the center, because here is the connection through this to the soul. And this is intuition, when it feels like it's coming from here and landing here in your heart, or in your belly, or in your, even in your head. It could land here, or above and below. And this is your intuition, and intuition is only for you. Everyone has an own intuition. Sometimes we are with a beautiful friend and she's telling us a story, probably a hard story. It's not easy for her. And we want to tell her what we would do when we would be on her place. But it's actually not the right way, because she could never do what we would do on her place, because we have the connection to our intuition, which tells us what we would do. And she has an own connection. We would rather help her to perceive her own soul's voice. This would be much better, to come in at her own center. And a lot of people, I realized, I didn't know that, mean intuition is even the perception outside, psychic or mediumly perception outside, from spirit world, or from other living people, how they feel at the moment. But this is not intuition. This is just a psychic perception, or a mediumistic perception, if it's from spirit world, with the clear senses. This was the word what I was looking for before. The clear senses, like clear feeling, or clear hearing, or the most people know clear viewing. Yes, but this is from outside, and it's not intuition. A lot of people are telling that it's your intuition when you feel whatever you feel in the room, but it's not intuition. Intuition is always only for us. It's always only the leadership for our life, coming through our center from above. And this is very touching, because then you realize also what we just discussed a few minutes before. It's so much easier when we know that to concentrate on our own path and to help first ourselves, when we realize, oh, my intuition is meant for me and not for others, or what I perceive from others is not meant for me. What is meant for me is my intuition. Yeah. And often people which are really psychic or really spiritual and a really conscious path, they don't realize that they act what others would love for them. They don't realize that because they confuse these two things, intuition and the psychic perception. Yeah. I hope this makes sense, Claudia.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like the thing between the, how you call it, like the clear senses to to be able to see the signs, you know?
Yeah.
Be able to see the signs, and and it can be mixed with intuition. But one thing is kind of, no, like picking up the signs outside.
No, I never experienced that it mixed with intuition, but I experienced a mix. I think you mean that. A mix of different senses, clear senses. And one sense could be, and sometimes we don't realize it's not the same. It could be that we perceive pictures. I call it passive because it's in our inner viewing. It's like an inner vision. We get pictures. And sometimes we even get dreams, but it's a psychic ability. It's not from our soul, but sometimes our soul is talking through dreams too, you know? But the perception is not the same. When we think, let's say we woke up in the morning and realize, oh my God, I had this dream, this and that and that and that, and I want to digest it. When I ask for the source, I suddenly feel it. I feel it if it's aligned from above, then it's the soul which went in the dream and told us something. But if it's coming from another source, like we know it immediately. As soon as we ask for it, we know it. It's coming from God. It's something I could bet you also get God directly. You are right. You are connected directly to God. I could bet. You don't know that?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. I was just, as soon as you were talking about like how you feel it, I was just thinking like, how do I really make the difference between one thing and the other? For example, if as I say, no, I have a dream and I dream with this friend and she was in this kind of situation. Could it be that she's in need of help? Could it be that is something like that, or some kind of psychic ability, or is just a message that I have to read from this dream?
Yeah.
That is my soul telling me.
I don't experience a lot that soul is speaking through dreams for us, but sometimes she's doing it, and you only can find it out with journaling and creating an awareness of the different sources. Because when you would get messages from your soul through your dreams, you would also get messages from other sources through your dreams, because it's like a street, you know. And other sources could be dead people or your best friend or your lover, that you have a psychic experience in your dreams. And then another story is, what does it mean? It mostly does not mean what you exactly perceive in the dream. It's very rare. Mostly it's like a metaphor, it's like a meaning of something. You know what I mean? It's like literally meaning XYZ, but not exactly what you experienced in the dream with that or with this person. And
Like,
this is, yeah.
sorry. So like in this example that I was putting that to try to follow this, if I dream with a friend, no, so she's in trouble. So the thing is that maybe there's the possibility that she's in trouble, or it's really that maybe I have to read something like, why did I dream with her? Because maybe this friend is this idea for me, no? She's like
Yes,
this thing for me. So that
yes.
might be telling me that I'm in trouble in this thing that she represents in my life or whatever. So
Sometimes
yeah.
it's exactly that what you tell, and sometimes it's even not that someone or something is in trouble, but the trouble stands for something. You know, it's like a metaphor for something. It must not be trouble is trouble. It just can mean the trouble is something else, but you can only find it out when you study yourself. I did that 2 years. I wrote every my dreams. I trained myself. I took courses, and I also learned to step in my dream consciously and to change it. There's a special name in German. I think in English too, but I don't know how to say it in English. But I worked with that very consciously, and it's a very beautiful way. When you realize dreams are important for you, I can highly recommend to document this. I call it like it's your inner academy, because you have the best school inside of you, but you just have to document it and to realize it, and to take your brain as a help to understand how you work, so you get your own codes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sometimes trouble is to remember your dreams. That's what some,
Exactly. Or
yeah, that's what
to
people.
digest something or to transform something. And people are normally very, how to say it, dramatic. Normally, people want the drama, and when they dream something, it must be that, and how horrible. But usually it's not that. It's just standing for something, and mostly it's just transforming or digesting. But I think in your case, it is a very big potential that you have the dream as a tool speaking to you. Let's say it's a psychic ability, an individual psychic ability. I train that, by the way, with my students in the other community, to realize what are our individual psychic abilities or mediumistic abilities, so that we can serve better to our clients when we use that for the good of everyone. Yeah, and this is very touching. But everyone has to go through this inner academy and to realize and to document and to see and to see the codes. And it's not possible to see a code if we have only one memory of one dream. You must have several dreams and document it, and then you see it. Suddenly you have it in front of you, your notice and your notes, and you're noticing, okay, oh my God, this is the code. This is what is coming every time, despite of the story of my dream. Yeah. Does this make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
We have to take step by step the whole
And
process.
yes, and in this case, it's a tool helping you to serve humanity. And it's in this case, a tool helping you to fulfill your purpose, but it's not your intuition. It's not the intuition, the soul's voice telling you what is meant for your life, This is
Yeah.
in first place your inner guidance, your inner compass, your inner leader, your soul. and it's the only authority for your life. There is no other authority. It's only the intuition. But so the soul always have also other languages, like mirror work could be a language from the soul, or when someone really likes to work with angels, this could also be that some protecting angels are like a second voice of our soul, because protecting angels often know something or two ahead in future, but only to protect us so that we do not the loops, right? But they don't know more, because it's not about knowing everything. It's not it's not the experience we want to have as a soul. We don't want to know everything. We want to experience it, and we cannot experience it when we know the stuff. Yes.
Yeah, that will be not fun.
Yeah, that's true. That's exactly true. Yeah. So let's come to an end. It was a really beautiful conversation. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you also for your time. Would you tell us, what is your biggest gem? What is your pearl from this call? What is something where you say, "Oh, this was a big aha, I want to take it, I want to go with that"?
No, I really want to go with this because I think we all have these abilities and all these things that we really need to find out. And and sometimes it's like we need to find the tools to unlock it. So this is where I am right now. This is what I want, is to find a way to unlock my possibilities.
So good. I like that.
Yeah, I think this is great. It's great, great tool, and it's nice to have find you and have a community. I think it's gonna be very interesting to hear what other people has experienced or is experiencing about all these processes that anyone can have. Because even though we have different paths, other experiences can also ring a bell on us, on our own process. So, yeah.
It's
I think.
inspiring and helping. That's so true.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think in this community, it's really meant that people like you and me and the others are coming together from all over the world to help and to nurture this safe place, and to also invite others so that they don't feel alone, and so that they can go out and do their things and help people. Yes.
Very much
So,
needed. Mhm.
yeah, it is. Thank you so much, Claudia. Thank you for your time, for being here.
Everything.
I would love if you write your gem or your big aha or several ahas in the community. I would really love that if it feels aligned. And because I think this is also inspiring for others. This here is the recording. It's going to level 3, I think. There are recordings. If you are interactive in the school community, you get points and you suddenly unlock level 3 and you can watch all the replays. This is much fun. Thank you so much. So we see us there or here at the pool.